Okay, welcome to part 1 on my video series, how to install a shingle roof. In this video, we are going to be going over the installation of drip edge, eave protection, valley metal, and underlay. Though there is an additional video on how to install your valley metal, which is a little bit more detailed than what we're going to be showing here. Now first, we are going to start with cutting strips of our ice and water. This is to be used as a separation sheet from our drip edge metal and the wood deck. So this gets installed first. Now we are going to install our drip edge metal. Generally speaking, there are two different styles of drip edge. The one on the left has a 1-inch kickout, and the one on the right is just a straight bend. On these first two sections, I'm going to be installing drip edge metal with a 1-inch kickout. Make sure that you are leaving a 1/2-inch gap if you're installing drip edge on a house that does not have a gutter installed yet, to allow the gutter installation to go underneath your drip edge. On this last section here, I'm going to be installing a different style of drip edge just for purposes of demonstration. Obviously, usually you would just do all one way or the other. You can see these steps for forming what's called a rat tail on the corners of your drip. We are now going to be installing our eave protection. When installing your eave protection on drip edge with a 1-inch kickout, you will run the eave protection flush with the metal. When you are running your ice and water over drip edge metal without a kickout, you can either run it an inch to 1.5 inches past, like I did, or you can run it flush with the metal, and then you'll just have to chalk a line and run your starter shingles 1 inch to 1.5 inches past. Sometimes we will picture frame the rake edge like I am doing here. Other specifications may only require some sort of slip sheet underneath your drip edge metal. We then install our valley with ice and water, and we want to be making sure that our ice and water is running up the walls, a minimum of 1 inch past the height of our metal flashing. We are now going to install along the rake edge a drip edge. And along the bottom, I will be forming a couple more rat tails. There's lots of different ways of terminating your metal at the bottom. I'm not going to say which way is right or which way is wrong. It's basically a matter of aesthetics. Here we have our initial cuts. Where I cut the back of the drip. I have formed 2 little tails kicking out. Once that gets nailed on, my next piece hooks onto it and the tabs are bent over. Here on the valley, I am doing a 1-inch end dam at the top of the valley. This is not required by most specifications, it's just an added little bonus. And on the bottom, I'm going to hem the bottom of the valley and hook it on to the drip edge metal. Again, this is generally not a requirement, but it is a little extra nice detail just to show you. can see, my valley metal hooks onto the drip. Now I'm going to install our underlay. It is strongly recommended that your underlay gets installed over all ice and water to prevent the shingles from essentially gluing themselves to the ice and water. We want to extend our underlay a minimum of 6 inches onto our valley metal. Now I am using, for demonstration purposes, a hammer tacker. Bear in mind, most underlay manufacturers will require their own specific fasteners and fastener patterns. Ensure that your minimum horizontal overlaps is 2 inches and your minimum end lap are 6 inches. However, this may differ manufacturer to manufacturer. And that completes part 1 of the series. Feel free to move on to part 2, which will be a little bit more of a detailed description on how to do the folds on your valley metal. Thank you and have a great day.